Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Ban Yasharal of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. So salutations to the sincere Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab about Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And now today I'll be coming out with a lesson, and the title of this lesson is Be Prepared for Family/Friends to Come Against You. That is something that we're going to have to be prepared for, because the things that are to come, proverbially down the pipe is going to make a clear, defined picture of who is for you and who is against you. The Lord is going to really reveal and expose people's true colors. And you can bet your bottom dollar that people that we may consider close to us are going to be some of the same ones that rise up as an enemy against us, that comes against us. So we got to be prepared for that. We've already, gotten a taste of it now. Why? By us being in this truth, by us speaking the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, standing for the Lord. But we got to further prepare for that. And the truth of the matter is, the reality of the situation is, we got to prepare. We got to really prepare. Even if they're a supposed brother. This is just the truth. This is the reality. The Lord is finna reveal and show who's really who. So we have to prepare for that. Studying, fasting, praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, reading the scriptures. We got to prepare for that, because it's finna be a lot of people finna raise up as enemies towards the men of the Lord. Even those that may claim that they're brothers or claim that they are brothers, the Lord is going to reveal that, and that's just the truth. That is something that we have to look at. It's not something to be overlooked. You have to think about scriptures that some have crept in unaware. The Lord ain't exposed everybody, but we've seen some exposure, here and there. But the Lord finna really expose. When it get down to the nitty gritty, the Lord gonna expose it. It's gonna show who's who. And we're gonna have to be prepared for it. It may come as a surprise. It's probably gonna make us angry. It's gonna make us probably want to lash out. But we're gonna have to be prepared for these things. Because Jacob's trouble all the way up to the hour of temptation, that's gonna be a time of testing for those who say they stand for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And for some of us, friends and family members coming against us, it's going to be our test. And we're going to have to stand for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua no matter what. We're going to have to stand for what's right. And we're going to have to stay our hands. We may want to do something. The Lord may even give you we'll say he may even allow you to vent a little bit. But we're going to have to prepare. And we're going to have to be ready for those that we may consider close or closest to us to come against us. Because we stand for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That is also part of the test, to see who is standing for the Lord. Because the Lord ain't going to, he know how to test us. Salaki for the little long-winded introduction. But it's the truth. It is the straight up truth. We are going to have to prepare for that. Because it probably will happen. For some brothers, it's guaranteed to happen. Because that may be what the Lord going to use to test that brother. But we are all going to have to pass that test. Especially when it comes down to the hour of temptation. That's going to be the real test. And that's everybody, the whole world. But as of right now, we're going to have to prepare. for even family and supposed friends or supposed family to come against us. So without further ado, and again, Salaki for the long introduction. Let's get some scriptures. This is Matthew chapter 10. And I'm going to start at verse 35. I'm going to hit verse 35. It says, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." So the Lord has come to set at variance. The Lord is coming to make a division for those who stand for him and for those who don't stand for him. And that's going to cause divisions in both family relationships and friendly relationships. Because when you're truly standing for the Lord, that naturally sets you aside. It makes you not a part of everything else or anybody else or any other groups. And you're going to have fathers and sons at variance. You're going to have mothers and daughters at variance. You're going to have father-in-laws and son-in-laws and mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws at variance because of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But this is what the Lord came to do. So we know this is going to happen. The Lord, that's why he said this, "For I am come to set a man at variance." That means separate, to divide, not necessarily to divide to cause chaos and an uproar or contention, but to divide those who are really for the Lord and for those who are really not for the Lord. Let's continue. Verse 36. It says, "And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." So when it comes down to it, because we're standing and living for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, a man's foes shall be they of his own household. That's family and friends. That's those who live in close with you, that you may be living with, that'll come against you. And they're going to come against you over the smallest, dumbest thing. But this is what the Lord said, that he come to set at variance. A man at variance in his household. So there's going to be a division. There's going to be a divide. And again, verse 36, and it says, "And a man's foe shall be there of his household." That's people close to you. That's people you may consider family or friends or even brothers. Because the Lord is going to reveal in the times to come who's who. Let's continue. Let's jump back a few verses. Verse 17. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles." So we must beware of men, because it's going to come a point to where people are going to deliver us up to councils. They're going to be like, they're going to be trying to hand us over to Esau, the police, and all other kind of manner of things. They may be try to get other people to bring harm to us, to cause us to fall, to cause us to look bad or anything. But the Lord tells us to beware, because they're going to try to deliver us up to councils. They're going to try to scourge us in the synagogues. They're going to try to, well, I ain't going to say try, they are going to do it, or try to do it, whatever. But let's continue. I don't want to do too much explaining. But they're going to do that. And it says here, scourge us in their synagogues. They're doing that now, as a matter of fact, talking trash about the men of the Lord, trying to bear a false witness, all kind of manner of different things. And these are the things that we got to be prepared for, because the Lord told us to be prepared for these things, because these things would happen. And if the Lord spoke it, it is going to happen. But let's continue. But we have to be prepared. It's not going to be a comfortable time when these things happen. It's going to be a surprise maybe, but it's not going to be comfortable. So we're going to have to lean on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua in those times. We're going to trust in the Lord. So we prepare now. You start preparing now. You don't prepare at that time when it happens. You prepare now. Expect the unexpected. Matthew 24, chapter 24. Verse 9, I'm going to just go straight to the point. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So you know what? No. Let's go back. I'm gonna go back to verse 5 just to complete the thought. I ain't want to, you know what? Let's continue. It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And guess what? This is a prophecy that we have seen and are now currently seeing that has come to pass. Many have come in, supposedly come in the name of the Lord, saying that they know the Lord, or they are the Messiah, the anointed. And guess what? They have deceived many. We see examples of that right now. Let's continue. And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. Salakia. But the end is not yet. So we are seeing the wars, we are hearing these things, but the Lord tells us don't be troubled, don't be bothered, don't be shaken. Why? Because these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. We are in the end, but the total end is not yet. There's still things that have to happen. Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So we see that right now. Nations and kingdoms are rising against each other, threatening each other, posturing, getting the weapons of war primed and ready to go to war. There are famines. All over the place. Pestilences. We see that, and earthquakes in places that would normally be no earthquakes, and many things are happening in the earth. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So these are the beginning of sorrows. These are the things to get to the climax of this. Verse 9, my point. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So it's going to come a point. It's going to get so bad that people, the same ones that we think close to us and we think cool, we think that's really down. They're going to be some of the same ones to deliver us up to be afflicted by Esau, to try to get us, we'll say, harmed by the powers that be. Some brothers may actually be killed, and in that we're going to be hated because we stand for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're going to be hated among nations. And right now we're hated right now. As a matter of fact, hated among nations. Because why? Because it's a brother, or it's a handful of brothers in every place around the four corners of the earth doing the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in truth and sincerity, bringing forth the word, prophesying, letting the light shine in the earth, and that comes with hate. Verse 10, it says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And this is a future prophecy. As a matter of fact, we see it now. Yahushua spoke about this then, and we seeing it now. Many are being offended and betraying one another. And because we stand for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, many people are going to be offended at us. And they're going to try to betray us. And hating us and hating themselves or one another. These are the things that the Lord spoke about. So we have to prepare. We have to be prepared. Well, preparing. Prepare and continue to prepare. Always preparing, because that's the only thing you can do. You can prepare for it. You will never ever truly be completely ready, because we don't know when exactly all hell is going to break loose. But we do know that in the times to come, family and friends are going to be some of the main ones that turn against you. Be some of the main ones that's going to come against you and want you to abandon your faith and abandon your stance for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And you're going to have to stand strong, because it is coming. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Salakia, verse 8. It says, even of late my people is risen up as an enemy. Ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely, as men averse from war. So our people have risen up as an enemy towards Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So if they rise up and if they've risen up as an enemy towards the Lord, you know god darn well they gonna rise up an enemy against you. They wanna pull off our robes. They wanna pull off our faith. They wanna pull off our garments of righteousness because we stand for Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. They wanna take our protection from us. Because they are enemies of the Lord. And if they are enemies of the Lord, they're going to be an enemy of you. Because you stand for Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So again, verse 8 once more. It says, even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy. He pull off the robe with the garments from them that pass by securely. So they trying to pull off our protection. We are passing and walking securely, and they want to pull off our robes and garments. They want to pull off our spirituality. They want to pull off our faith. They want to pull us back into the darkness where they're at. But it's not going to happen. Because you're not going to get the elect. The Lord is going to protect the elect. I hope that I myself am part of the elect. And any Akim around the four corners of the earth that's truly sincere for the Lord, I pray and hope that they're of the elect too, and that they make it on the chariot and make it through the hour of temptation as well. But we're going to have to be prepared because the Lord is going to start revealing who's who. And it is going to come as a surprise. So you can't be thinking nothing. The only thing that you should be thinking is how you can be more secure in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. We can't assume nothing. We can hope. But an assumption, you're setting yourself up for a letdown. But let's continue. This is John chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So we know that the world hates us. But we also understand that it hated Yahweh Shai first. So, because we follow Yahweh Shai, and a lot of our friends and family are of the world, they're going to hate us as well. Verse 19. If ye were of the world would love its own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And see, if we was of the world and still on the same tomfoolery that we was all about back then, them so-called, them supposed friends and family members would love you. They'll be still cool. They won't be acting weird or nothing. But because that we are not of the world, and the Lord has chosen us out of the world now hates us. And our people are still in the world, so guess what? They're going to hate us. That's what's going to cause them to come against us as enemies and rise up against us and try to get us jacked up, try to get us locked up. And some brothers, that may be what the Lord will is for some brothers to may go to jail. We'll say we'll put in lockdown. We'll say that, you know what I'm saying? Because by the time it get all serious, Esau ain't finna be taking people to his prison houses. He finna be taking them to something else, but it's still gonna be a prison house. But nonetheless, that's the will of Yahweh Bahashim Shai for whatever brother that's gonna have to go through that. Period. But it's also still going to be attested. Some brothers, again, may be martyred because of the hate, that our people are going to have in that day. As a matter of fact, they got it now. The Lord just going to turn it up. And for those of us, again, who is living according to the Lord, guess what? They're going to hate us too because they hate the Lord. And the world hates the Lord. Let's continue. Verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than the Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So we got to remember these things, that we serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So guess what? We're not greater than Yahweh Shai. We're not greater than Yahweh the Heavenly Father. They persecuted Yahweh Shai when he was here. Guess what? They're going to persecute us too. If they love the Lord, they would have kept the sayings of the Lord, but they don't. And because we speak the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, they would have kept our sayings too, but they don't. It's a lot of our people that are enemies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And there's still men that have crept in unaware. The Lord ain't revealed everybody yet, but nonetheless, this is a reality and this is a truth that you must think about, that you must know and understand. It is going to happen. They're going to come against us, and we have to be prepared, and we must continue to prepare constantly so that when it does happen, we will remain spiritual and we won't react in a carnal energy or state of mind. So once more, verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than the Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my sayings, they will keep yours also. And that's just the truth. Jake loved to say that he's for the Lord, but he keeps none of the words of the Lord. And when we speak what we say, what the Lord says, guess what? They don't hear us and they don't keep the sayings of what we say. So it is what it is. They're going to rise up as enemies towards you. Let's continue. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. It says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust for the day of judgment to be punished. So the Lord, he knows how to deliver the godly out of temptations, out of testing. If it should happen to be a little too much for us to bear, the Lord know how to provide a way out so that we can remain on the right path and remain and keep our integrity and remain upright. The Lord knows how to deliver us out of that. But for those that's going to rise up against us as an enemy, the Lord is going to reserve them unto the day of judgment so that they can be punished. And they're going to get punished. It is just that simple. Let's continue. My last point. Come on now. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 10. It says, you know what? Hold on, let me see. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, know therefore that the Lord Yahweh thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. So this is something that we got to know. This is something that's going to help us in those times to come, when our family and friends and others that we may consider close rise up as an enemy towards us. We're going to have that faith, that understanding that Yahweh, he is God, he is in control, he's got everything handled, and that he's faithful and he keep his word and his mercy to those and with them that love him, even to 1,000 generations. Meaning on and on and on and on and on. The Lord is not going to forsake his righteous. He's not going to forsake those who truly love him. But verse 10, my point, which is the last point. He says, and repay them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. And that's point blank. The Lord is going to repay those that hate us. When they rise up and show their hate, the Lord is going to repay them with destruction to their face. And he's not going to be slack neither. He ain't gonna be dragging his feet. The Lord gonna judge them. He gonna bring them to naught. He gonna repay them to their face, whomever they may be. But this is something that we have to understand. This is something that is a reality. It is a truth that should not be overlooked. Be prepared for family, friends, and supposed brothers to come up against you as an enemy. It is what it is. The Lord is going to reveal it. When the Lord makes that line more clear and defined of who's for him and who's against him, you're going to see. But this is a reality. And this is a truth that we will have to accept. We may experience it or not. But it's something that is a real reality. And it has to be expected. As the saying goes, again, expect the unexpected. Be prepared. Prepare yourself, I should say. Prepare yourself. This is a real reality. And it's a possibility that it will happen to many of us. For some brothers, it has happened already. When it comes down to it, for some of us, it has not happened. Or it may be another level to it. And it's like, okay, the Lord's like, okay, well, you passed that test. Well, guess what? Okay, now that's the next level. But it's going to happen. And we have to prepare. We have to know that it's coming. And with that, shalom.